Hey everybody, welcome back again. It's Outdoors Jeff. Want to do a little video here tonight. It's getting dark out, so looks dark anyway. The camera's much brighter. Uh, I wanted to give a little advice on some tomato plants. I'm gonna film my garden here. This is a very small garden, but this is an important tip on tomato plants. As you can see, we got another one going over here. I've got a red one down there. I've been planting tomatoes for years with varied success, and one of the things I learned, and from a good friend of mine, Radical Ralph Russo, you can find him here on YouTube. Go check his channel. He does a great show every morning, very informative. He gave me this tip. He says, look where your plants fork. You know, they come up the stem, where you got a stem and you got a V. He says, look for a little thing growing out the middle. And if you guys can see right here, this is what he's talking about. And this is called a sucker. And for good reason. It literally sucks the life out of your plant. This is a part of the plant that will grow extensively. It'll come out in a very full foliage, but it doesn't bloom, it doesn't produce fruit, and it takes a lot of resource away from your plant. And in the past, I never thought nothing of it. Oh, here's another one right here. I can see growing here right now. It's tough to get my phone to focus. There it is. So you guys can see that right there. I've always just thrown my stuff in the ground. I'm an experimental gardener, as I say. I throw it in the ground. If it grows, great. If it doesn't, whatever. But I would have varied success with my tomatoes over the course of the years. And ever since he told me this little tip, I said, oh, yeah, I'll get out there and I'll start plucking these things off. So what you want to do, and you could even use little pair of snips or a little tiny knife or something like that. I just literally get right in here. I take this little thing right here, this little thing called a sucker, and I just snip it off just like that with my fingernails, and off it goes. Same thing, we're going to grab this one over here. I don't know how well you guys can see this. Again, I apologize. I'm not a professional photographer. Don't ever expect that from me. But we snipped those off, and as you can see, I've snipped them off on earlier forks coming off the plant. We're going to come over here to this one. I only have two tomato plants actually going. There's another one. And you can see we got the fork right here. We got this going on. There it is right there. That's called the sucker. That thing is going to turn into a huge extension of the plant that does nothing besides eat up resources. And I'm very grateful that he taught me that, because it did make a huge difference. I have tomatoes growing at the top of my stuff now, whereas before they were just growing at the bottom. It's funny, up here in the way, I mean, you can look at this. They're just starting to turn red. I mean, look at this. It's still mostly green. All my tomatoes, green everywhere. It's mid-August, and I'm just starting to get red tomatoes. It's really mind-boggling. I don't know what would speed that process up, but eggplants are doing phenomenal. Look at this. These are, I'm trying to remember the name of these guys here. They're Hansel. That's what it is. Hansel eggplants. They're doing well. They're growing, as you can see. I did have a lettuce here that ended up bolting on me. We got to change that, but we have some regular eggplant growing here. Yeah, some of these get this brown stripe on them. Not quite sure what that is right there. What causes that? If any of you guys watching knows what this is, please let me know how to avoid that, because I don't know. There's no overwatering going on. Yeah, we got a couple of little pumpkins starting here. True, I guess well, they're not really late. They're about due. Some green onion going. But anyway, that's it, and that's my tiny little garden in a nutshell. I don't have the land I would like to do the amount of gardening with. I would love to be out here and, putting all kinds of stuff in and extending this. Really, I would. But this is what I have to work with right now, and we're making the best of it. But remember that. Check those little V's out right there. You see, here's one I already picked. Actually, a little leaf coming back on that one. We'll pluck that off. It's a little blurry. I apologize. Oh, there's another. There's a good one right there. You can see that. That one's very clear. There it is. That right there. That's called a sucker. There it goes. Sucking the life out of your plant. So look for that. All the V's of your tomato plants. Look for those little suckers coming out. And again, thanks to Radical Ralph Russo for pointing that out to me. It's made a huge difference in the production of my plants. And, if you're surviving, you're growing to eat, that's a world of difference right there. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.